Good morning and welcome back to the channel, and welcome all of our new followers, as we've pretty much doubled in size since the last upload, so that's pretty awesome. Today we're going to get right into it. We're going to get our roll pan fitted back up, or not the roll pan, we're getting the hitch fitted back up with the roll pan, because every time I've gone to post it for sale, everybody's just been like, that's silly, just slide it back, drill some new holes, and run the factory one. Then they say they're going to post pictures and be like, oh, I'll show you what I did to mine. And guess what? Nobody ever sends any pictures, so we're going to figure it out here today for you. Alrighty, before we go over and actually look at the hitch itself, this is the sideways view. That factory hitch in its normal placement, get around here, would stick out clear to right about there. Now when we're done, it should be tucked up and sit nice and flush right here at the bottom, so it's not like behind the plate there, but it's not hanging way down there nice and ugly. It should be right about flush, right about there. Alright, we're under the truck here. That's the edge of our roll pan, obviously. That's the first bolt, and then that's the second one, and then your third one. Now this brace thing right here is what... Can you move your left leg a little bit? That way.
What?
There you go. That notch right there on the hitch is meant to clear that. So obviously if we slide it back and we don't use that bolt and we start it on that one, we'll have to see if we can take off material from that section right there and it'll still be nice and sturdy. Then we can slide it back, drill some more holes there, and it should sit nice and flush. Right there is the idea. So we got some rough measurements there and over here. This side was easier to do. That was looking more promising, so we'll probably start with this side. Now we just have to figure out how we're going to grind all of our excess metal off here. Because everybody says, oh, my hitch looks just like yours. But I'm thinking that this added piece of metal here, and also makes it super thick right there, looks pretty added on after the fact to me. So we're gonna start with a grinder, see how that goes, and then we might have to find someone with a more effective cutting tool to finish getting that trimmed up. Before we stick it back up in here, we rounded off this front part in hopes of avoiding cutting slits in the roll pan, even small ones. That's our new notch in place of that notch. New day, because that took a little longer than planned. But I figure before we get it painted, I get it painted here later in this brief moment of warm weather, before winter takes full effect. I will show you what we changed and all that before I paint over it and mess up or cover up the grinder marks there. So right up here right where it gets close to the roll pan. It is still pretty tight. Oh, there you go, that's a good angle. So when we pull it down here, we are going to go ahead and take a smidge more off just to give it some breathing room. And then this is the passenger side. This one's definitely a little bit tighter than the driver's side, but we got plenty of room. We can still take some off and make all the clearances nice and happy. Alright, we are now under the truck, and we'll go over our bolt hole locations to start. That one right there is originally where the first bolt hole was. You got our second one there, which is now the first. The second one there, that's a pre-existing hole in the frame that lines up perfectly. And then where the silver Sharpie is there, that's where we got to drill for the third hole. And then this notch here to clear this frame support is just taking place of that notch, which was right there. Used our trusty Rust-Oleum there and got it nice and black, freshly done up all the way around, front and back. So we'll give that a bit to set up and we will get it thrown back on. Back under the truck for one more shot. Now we got our third bolt hole drilled there, painted. We did take off a little bit more right there at the edge so it clears as well. And there we have our finished product, all nice and painted, torqued up. I forget if I mentioned it or not, but if you do any Googling or you hop on a Dodge forum and you ask about a factory hitch with a roll pan, everyone and their mom will tell you that all you got to do, trying to walk here, is just slide it back and drill 2 new holes. I think they're all a bunch of crazy people because, as you saw, if their factory hitch does match this one completely to a T, like they claim it does, then there's obviously no way that it is going to fit without notching it like we did, and then trimming on the front here. Right there. But with those simple modifications, you get the perfect solution. I prefer seeing it a little bit versus it being hidden behind the plate. It's still nice and clean, but you know it's got a hitch, so it's ready to actually do truck things like a truck is supposed to do. Now, prior to me making this video, I haven't found any that actually cover the process step by step and what all needs to be done to actually get it moved back and mounted. So if this video was helpful or informative to you in any way, or if you just were entertained, be sure to like and subscribe and tell a friend about it. And until next video.